and we, used to ride dinosaurs, like horses.
Conclusion. So,
If you go to the Creation Museum in Kentucky. So, this is true, by the way.
Dr. Stephen M. Greer's advocacy.
There is a record of technologies that existed on Earth, of civilization more advanced than we are now.
Fast forward to today, we all have questions.
And the question is, were there some use of some type of electrogravitic levitation technologies?
And Dr. Stephen M. Greer is leading the charge for UFO disclosure.
Those obelisks, like the Washington Monument, but those were all one big piece of stone. They couldn't raise the smallest one.
His work has brought together military officials, scientists, and whistleblowers willing to testify before Congress. Greer believes the truth has been hidden in plain sight.
With everything we know now about mathematics and engineering, with what's been postulated, so there's something doesn't add up there.
And that the government knows more than they're willing to admit.
January 7th, 1948. A decorated Air Force pilot chased a daylight metallic object over Kentucky. He blacked out at altitude and crashed to his death, fueling a surge of public panic and forcing the birth of Project Blue Book. Over 17 years, the U.S. military investigated 12,618 UFO sightings, yet 701 remain truly unidentified, cases where radar tracked impossible physics. Professors documented formations in the Texas sky, and internal memos warned that public trust was collapsing. Authorities explained these away as weather balloons, the planet Venus, or swamp gas. Yet the witnesses were fighter aces, nuclear base commanders, and scientists. What if the greatest threat was not from above, but from what these files risk exposing? This is where the investigation begins. Project Blue Book exposed, records reveal, unexplained phenomena, and a possible cover-up. Wright-Patterson Air Force Base became the nerve center for the U.S. Air Force's most ambitious attempt to confront the unknown, Project Blue Book. Launched in 1952, Blue Book was created to answer a public outcry over mysterious objects in the sky and to address a Cold War anxiety inside the Pentagon about whether sightings were Soviet reconnaissance or something far stranger. Under the direction of Captain Edward J. Ruppelt, a decorated World War II bombardier known for methodical investigation, the program set a clear mandate to collect, analyze, and explain every UFO report that crossed military channels. Over 17 years, Blue Book logged 12,618 separate cases, each cataloged and examined by rotating teams of officers, scientists, and intelligence analysts. Yet 701 cases, nearly 1 in 5, remained stubbornly unexplained, defying rationalization. The story should trace the origins and the 1953 Robertson Panel recommendation to publicly debunk sightings, the shift from scientific inquiry to public relations containment, and key incidents that resisted debunking. The Mantell incident in 1948, the Lubbock Lights in 1951, the Washington, D.C. radar invasion in 1952, the Lonnie Zamora encounter in 1964, and the reported Minot and Malmstrom Air Force Base events involving nuclear missile interference in the 1960s. Include internal memos showing pressure to reassure the public, later declassified documents, and CIA involvement, the program's official closure in 1969, and modern parallels from 2020 to 2023 that force renewed questions about what the government really knew and why secrecy persisted. On January 7, 1948, Captain Thomas Mantell, a decorated World War II pilot with the Kentucky Air National Guard, was scrambled from Standiford Field to investigate reports of a strange metallic object hovering near Godman Army Airfield in Kentucky. Ground witnesses, both military and civilian, described a massive gleaming disc suspended against the clear afternoon sky. a sight so unusual that air traffic controllers requested immediate visual confirmation from pilots in the area. Mantell and 3 other pilots in P-51 Mustangs climbed rapidly, relaying observations by radio. As Mantell closed in, he reported the object as moving at half my speed, and then climbing again as I try to close. Lacking an oxygen mask, Mantell continued his ascent past 20,000 feet. Moments later, his transmissions fell silent. His Mustang crashed in a field south of Franklin, Kentucky. The official accident report cited hypoxia, blackout from lack of oxygen at high altitude, as the cause of death. No physical trace of the mysterious object was ever recovered, and weather records showed clear skies with no known balloon launches in the area. Air Force initial field notes described a metallic disc, but later summaries shifted toward the possibility of a skyhook balloon, which at the time was a classified project, despite a lack of direct evidence or launch records in the region. Mantell's fatal pursuit was the first time a United States military pilot died chasing a UFO, thrusting the phenomenon from rumor into the realm of national tragedy. The incident forced the Air Force to confront the possibility that not all sightings could be explained away, and it set a precedent for the seriousness with which future reports would be handled. Project Blue Book, active from 1952 to 1969, began as a U.S. Air Force effort to catalog unidentified aerial phenomena amid Cold War fears of Soviet aircraft, and this video should thread together origins, striking cases, internal memos, whistleblowers, and modern admissions to expose a pattern of evidence that resists tidy explanations. Start with the Lubbock Lights on August 31st, 1951, where Texas Tech professors and witness Carl Hart Jr. photographed evenly spaced bluish-white lights, later analyzed at Wright-Patterson Photographic Reconnaissance Laboratory, which confirmed authentic negatives but could not determine size or distance. Move through the Mantell incident of 1948, the Washington, D.C. radar invasion of 1952, the Lonnie Zamora encounter of 1964, and reported events at Minot and Malmstrom Air Force Base that allegedly affected missiles, citing dates, locations, and the investigators involved. Explain the 1953 Robertson panel and internal memos that urged public debunking. Contrast official explanations such as birds, Venus, or swamp gas with the laboratory evidence, and highlight that 22% of Blue Book cases remained unexplained, including reports of instant acceleration, silent hovering, impossible flight paths, and electromagnetic interference. Trace the official closure in 1969, subsequent transfers of research to contractors, declassified documents revealing memos that called UFOs real and technological, and recent Pentagon acknowledgments from 2020 to 2023, and conclude by asking whether the government was protecting classified aerospace programs, avoiding public panic, recovering non-human technology, or hiding something far stranger. In July 1952, radar screens in the nation's capital lit up with dozens of UN-identified targets, prompting a scramble of jet interceptors and a torrent of headlines. Inside the Pentagon and CIA headquarters, officials worried less about extraterrestrials than about the risk of mass panic and the vulnerability of U.S. air defenses to confusion or deception. Within months, the Intelligence Advisory Committee authorized the CIA to convene a scientific panel chaired by Caltech physicist H.P. Robertson to review the growing backlog of UFO reports. Meeting in January 1953, Robertson and a hand-picked team of physicists and intelligence officers pored over case files, radar logs, and photographic evidence. Their consensus was that while most sightings had mundane explanations, the real threat came from the flood of public reports, overwhelming military channels, and the possibility of enemy psychological operations. The panel's final report, submitted to the CIA and Department of Defense, recommended a quiet but forceful campaign to strip UFOs of their aura of mystery. Internal memos directed that mass media, including television and even animation studios, should be enlisted to educate the public and reduce public UFO interest. The Air Force acted swiftly. By August 1953, Air Force Regulation 202 was issued, instructing officers to limit public statements, classify most cases as explained, and avoid admitting when objects remained unidentified. The regulation's language was unambiguous, stating that it was undesirable to indicate that an object remains unidentified. Press inquiries were to be routed through Pentagon Public Affairs, and sensationalism discouraged at every turn. Cases previously labeled unknown were re-examined and, wherever possible, reclassified as misidentifications or insufficient data. The official tally of unexplained incidents plummeted from over 20% to less than 5%. Behind the scenes, CIA minutes and Air Force correspondence reveal a deliberate policy not to solve the UFO mystery, but to manage it, shaping public perception, controlling information flow, and ensuring that the unknown stayed out of the headlines. In December 1969, after 17 years and more than 12,000 case files, the Air Force declared Project Blue Book closed. The public was told that the Condon Report, a University of Colorado study commissioned by the Air Force in 1968, found no scientific value in further UFO investigation. Blue Book's final summary insisted there was no evidence of a threat, no proof of advanced technology, and nothing to suggest extraterrestrial origins. Yet internal memos and archival logs reveal the story did not end with the official shutdown. Missile base incident reports from Minot and Malmstrom, declassified years later, describe objects tracked on radar and seen visually by security teams at the same time nuclear missiles were suddenly disabled. Events recorded in Strategic Air Command logs and witnessed by officers whose testimony remains consistent decades on. As Blue Book's files were boxed and sent to the National Archives, a parallel thread of inquiry slipped beyond public reach, with some investigations transferred to private contractors and intelligence units. Fast forward to the 21st century, Navy pilots off the coast of California and off Florida in 2015 encountered objects now known as the Tic Tac and Gimbal that accelerated, hovered, and maneuvered in ways echoing Blue Book's most stubborn unknowns. Department of Defense releases from 2020 through 2023 confirm these encounters remain unexplained, with pilots and radar operators describing flight characteristics and electromagnetic effects that match those found in the old missile base logs. Retired missile commanders and modern aviators, separated by decades, recount objects outpacing jets and disrupting weapon systems. Their accounts now preserved in FOIA files and in congressional hearings. The official closure of Blue Book was supposed to draw a line under the mystery, but the evidence, old and new, continues to raise questions that neither science nor policy has managed to answer. Today, the Pentagon admits UFOs remain unexplained, just as 22% of Blue Book's cases did decades ago. As secrecy endures, trust erodes. The true mystery is not what is in our skies, but why answers are still withheld. Until transparency wins, uncertainty remains our only constant.
We are not alone.
Supposedly, Jesus and two other beings were genetically engineered. They were implanted.
Oh my, wow. Wow. What the?
Again, this is being investigated by local law enforcement. What our initial assessment here is that...
Holy... Is this real? But what the f...
What if everything we've been told about UFOs, aliens, and even religion is a lie? Over the past few weeks, strange drones have been appearing across the globe, hovering over remote oceans.
By between 12 and 30 of these drones as they went through the water.
lighting up the night sky and causing a stir in New Jersey. But are they just drones? Or could they be something more?
What the f? What the f? What the f? What the f?
From whistleblowers to secret government projects, the truth might finally be surfacing. And it's more shocking than we ever imagined.
Oh my god. What is this? Are we under attack? What's happening?
We're concerned about it too.
Excessive secrecy has led to grave misdeeds against loyal civil servants, military personnel, and the public.
The drone phenomenon. It started with the drones, strange silent machines spotted in the most unexpected places, desolate ocean stretches, remote forests, and crowded city skies. But no place has been as active as New Jersey, where these mysterious sightings have drawn both awe and fear. What are they doing here? Are they a part of secret military experiments? Or are they visitors from another world, quietly observing us? The New Jersey connection nowhere is the mystery more alive than in New Jersey. Eyewitnesses have described drones behaving like nothing they've ever seen, darting through the sky, disappearing in an instant. Are these machines controlled by us or by something beyond us? The connection to government experiments or even extraterrestrial visitors feels closer than ever.
Oh my God!
Don't touch it.
Yo, guys, tell me. I did a lot of clips, but look at this. This is in New Jersey. Can somebody explain to me what this is? I saw the drones that everybody's talking about somewhere else, but I couldn't stop the car to take. This is in Jersey. I'm in Jersey. I just finished working. Look. You tell me those are drones moving in that pattern. And so fast. You're gonna see how they move so fast. And then they've been moving because they were all the way somewhere else where I was driving, and they're moving. It's not like they're staying in one spot.
For decades, Bob Lazar has been the face of UFO conspiracy theories. He claimed to have worked at Area 51, reverse engineering alien spacecraft. His explosive stories of government secrecy and extraterrestrial technology were laughed off, until now.
Look, nothing in the sky at all. And then all of a sudden, bam, what is that? Anybody tell me what that is? We're in the middle of the ocean, on a ferry. Nothing around, look. Nothing around. No land, no nothing.
Extremely classified document dealing with religion, and it's about that thick.
Lazar didn't stop at UFOs.
Period. But why would there be any classified material dealing with religion?
He went as far as claiming that religion itself is fabricated.
That we're containers. That's how supposedly the aliens look at us.
Created to control humanity.
That we are nothing but containers.
Containers of?
Containers. Maybe containers of souls. You can
If true, why say anything at all?
come up with whatever theory you want, but we're containers, and that's how we're mentioned in the documents. That religion was specifically created.
Could the UFO phenomenon be tied to something even bigger, like complete control?
And that they had something to do with different prophets and biblical figures?
Yes.
Our understanding of existence, faith, purpose, and belonging.
Supposedly, Jesus and two other beings were genetically engineered. They were implanted.
We're fallen angels, mere extraterrestrial beings walking among us.
And people on Earth in biblical times, and their births were closely monitored.
Was Bob Lazar right? Was he wrong about his claims?
The star had followed Mary wherever she went.
As late as December 2024, even President-elect Trump advocates UFO and UAP transparency to American citizens.
Okay, what is the game plan? Oh my God,
Gentlemen, what the? What is going on? Somebody speak.
What are they? Are they of this earth? What the Holy
The government knows what is happening. They know where it came from and where it went.
As late as December 2024, even President-elect Trump advocates UFO and UAP transparency to American citizens.
And for some reason, they don't want to comment.
Is the second coming of the Trump administration going to usher in a new era of disclosure on the subject?
Something strange is going on. For some reason, they don't want to tell the people, and they should.
Dr. Stephen M. Greer's advocacy.
There is a record of technologies that existed on Earth, of civilization more advanced than we are now.
Fast forward to today, we all have questions.
And the question is, were there some use of some type of electrogravitic levitation technologies?
And Dr. Stephen M. Greer is leading the charge for UFO disclosure.
Those obelisks, like the Washington Monument, but those were all one big piece of stone. They couldn't raise the smallest one.
His work has brought together military officials, scientists, and whistleblowers willing to testify before Congress. Greer believes the truth has been hidden in plain sight.
With everything we know now about mathematics and engineering, with what's been postulated, so there's something doesn't add up there.
And that the government knows more than they're willing to admit. If so,
prior to the modern era, there have been civilizations far advanced beyond where we are.
How much longer can they keep it from us? The government denied everything.
That for which we have very little record, and when that record is found,
UFOs, weather balloons, alien encounters, mass hysteria,
I think it's kind of swept under the carpet.
But with recent leaks and whistleblower accounts, the narrative is shifting.
You know, it's interesting. There were years ago when they did the Mars.
Could it be that the government doesn't know the full story either?
Images, and they found that there were these obelisks and strange-looking objects on Mars.
Or is this a deliberate cover-up to keep us in the dark?
Mark Carlotto and some other scientists there, and they said, yep, it's been pixelated out for the public, but there are structures there.
The government's role for decades.
And they were very ancient, but we're talking millions of years old, millions.
The bigger picture.
And I was out in California after I had disclosed this to some people.
Bob Lazar says religion is fake.
You're right, those exist, but we can't disclose that. I said, why? It's not an operational ET device. It's not, it's old.
Dr. Greer says UFO disclosure will change everything.
He says, yes, but you don't understand how powerful that this information is. I said, why?
Together, their claims suggest we're standing on the edge of a revelation that could redefine humanity.
He says if this was disclosed, it would collapse the fundamentalist orthodox belief systems of every religion on Earth.
If the sightings, the whistleblowers, and the secrets are true.
I said, what? This science and this evidence is being kept secret for religious reasons? He says, yes.
What does it mean for us?
Because the creation myths, now I'm not talking about most people, but those sort of fundamentalist orthodox belief systems.
Could the UFO phenomenon?
They'd all crumble. They'd be completely gone. And you would have to come up with something a little more rational, right? Than the world is 6,000 years old.
Hold the answers to questions we've been asking for centuries?
And we, used to ride dinosaurs, like horses.
Conclusion. So,
if you go to the Creation Museum in Kentucky. So, this is true, by the way.
What if we've been wrong all along? What if the truth is out there, but we've been looking in the wrong places? From the skies of New Jersey to the halls of Congress, the mystery of UFOs and drones is unraveling. But are we ready for what's next? Could humanity have been interacting with alien species all along and not even know it? Recent revelations suggest that secret files and whistleblowers have exposed details about numerous extraterrestrial civilizations. From the enigmatic greys to interdimensional beings that defy physics, these leaks have shaken the foundation of what we think we know about our universe. Today, we'll uncover the most intriguing stories behind these alleged alien species and what their existence could mean for us. The idea of alien species leaks dates back to the mid-20th century. It all started with the infamous Roswell incident in 1947, where an alleged UFO crash sparked rumors of extraterrestrial contact. Later, shadowy programs like Majestic 12 reportedly aimed to study and suppress alien encounters. Whistleblowers from government agencies, such as former Area 51 employees, have claimed that humanity has been in contact with these beings for decades. Despite official denials, these stories have refused to fade, fueling speculation about what's really being hidden. When people think of aliens, the greys often come to mind. Described as short beings with large heads, oversized black eyes and pale gray skin, they've been central to UFO folklore for years. Witnesses claim the greys are responsible for numerous abductions and experiments, often leaving their victims with fragmented memories. Reports suggest these beings are telepathic, communicating without words and sharing visions of advanced technology. But are they here to study us, help us, or something far more sinister? Standing in stark contrast to the greys are the Nordics. These tall, human-like beings with blonde hair and piercing blue eyes have been described as both angelic and aloof. Some believe they've been guiding humanity's evolution for centuries, influencing ancient civilizations like the Egyptians and Norse cultures. Stories of their interactions often depict them as protectors, but others argue their motives might not be as pure as they appear. Could they be playing a long game, shaping humanity for reasons beyond our comprehension? Perhaps the most controversial of all alien species are the reptilians. Described as humanoid reptiles, they are rumored to have infiltrated human governments and secret societies, like the Illuminati. Proponents of this theory suggest they're manipulating global events to maintain control over the human population. Their ability to shapeshift and blend in with humans adds an extra layer of intrigue. While skeptics dismiss these stories as paranoid fantasies, believers argue the evidence is hiding in plain sight. Not all alleged alien species fit the traditional mold of flesh and blood creatures. Interdimensional beings are said to exist beyond the confines of our reality, crossing into our dimension through advanced technology or natural phenomena. These beings reportedly defy physics as we know it, appearing as glowing orbs, shadowy figures, or even humanoid forms. Insiders claim their presence suggests the universe is far stranger and more layered than we can comprehend. Are they visitors, observers, or something entirely different? In recent years, whistleblowers like Bob Lazar and former Pentagon officials have reignited public interest in alien species. The US government's declassification of certain UFO-related materials has only added fuel to the fire. Some theorize that this could be part of a slow disclosure process, preparing humanity for the truth. Others believe it's a deliberate misinformation campaign to distract from other agendas. Whatever the case, these leaks are becoming harder to ignore. The stories of the Greys, Nordics, reptilians, and interdimensional beings reveal a universe teeming with possibilities. If even one of these accounts holds truth, it challenges everything we know about humanity's place in the cosmos. Could these beings be friend or foe? Are they studying us, guiding us, or simply observing? The truth remains elusive, but one thing is certain. The fascination with alien species is far from over. What do you think about these alien species? Drop your thoughts below, and don't forget to subscribe for more cosmic revelations, because the truth, as they say, is out there.
Share your thoughts below.